Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel all about BI. From session number 51, we are discussing the basics about triggers in Azure Data Factory. Okay, in last session we discussed the basic differences between a tumbling window trigger and a schedule trigger. Okay, in this session we are going to see a real-time scenario wherein we will be using this tumbling window trigger. Okay, so before I take you on to the actual implementation, let me tell you a scenario wherein we will be using this tumbling window trigger. Okay, so assume you have a SQL table in Azure SQL database. Okay, that table is having sales data. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to create a pipeline which has a copy activity which copies records from your SQL table and writes it to a CSV file. Okay, but we are not going to query all the records from the SQL. What we are going to do is we are going to use our tumbling window trigger, which in turn is going to get executed every 5 minutes, okay, or every 1 hour we can say. Okay, for demo purpose I'm saying for every 5 minutes the tumbling window trigger will get executed. Okay, so whenever it gets executed it will have 3 properties associated with it: trigger time and window start time and window end time. Okay, so whenever the trigger gets triggered, right, we can find these 3 properties associated with each tumbling window trigger. Okay, so why do we have to look at this particular thing right now? Because we are going to use this window start time for querying our SQL table. Our SQL table might be a table like Amazon database wherein we'll be finding lots and lots of records getting inserted every second, every millisecond. Okay, now all over the world people will be using the Amazon database, correct? So in that scenario, what you will have to do is you cannot query the entire database or one day's record itself. If you have to get right, it will be huge in number. So what we are going to do, we are going to implement a trigger like tumbling window trigger, which wherein we can mention that the query should bring us only certain set of recent records. In the sense, our pipeline is going to query the table that will bring us the records which got inserted in the last 5 minutes or in current tumbling window, right? Tumbling window time period is 5 minutes in our case. Okay, so in this window time, whatever records get executed or inserted to the table, we are going to pull that record and write it to a CSV. Okay, so our query is going to look something like select star from my table name where modified timestamp or inserted timestamp should be greater than or equal to window start time. Okay, so whenever there is a record that gets inserted after this window start time and before window end time, we can say that also. Okay, greater than or equal to and modified timestamp less than or equal to window end time. This is what we are going to use in our query. This query will make sure we are querying the records that got inserted in the current time span or time window, whatever you can tell it. Okay, so this is what we are going to implement today. Okay, using a tumbling window trigger. Before that, I will be showing you the actual table. Okay, so this is my sales data table in Azure SQL database. So if you see the sales data table, right, we have modified timestamp which is of time, date time. Okay, so currently there are certain records got inserted. So maximum of serial number is 206. Okay, so I have prepared a insert query to test this particular tumbling window exercise. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to trigger the tumbling window trigger and then we will insert this particular records, so that after our trigger gets started, if we insert this, it has to be captured in our pipeline and only these 2 records have to be returned to the CSV file. That is what we are going to test it today. Alright, okay, so I will be showing you the available triggers now. Whatever triggers we have created already, we can look in the Manage tab in Azure Data Factory. So these are the triggers that are already created and only one trigger is in process or which is active now. Okay, if you look at this trigger, right, this is a tumbling window trigger that I have created for this exercise and this is running every 5 minutes. Okay, when you look at the start date, right, it is all mentioned in UTC. Whenever we are creating a trigger in Azure Data Factory, especially this in Azure Data Factory, right? It is all going to be in UTC time. So when you create a trigger in UTC time, right, you shouldn't be confusing it with IST time. So right now the time is 3:33 p.m. September 12th. Okay, so similar time in UTC format is 10:03 a.m. So this is the one thing that we have to keep in mind. Whatever we are mentioning in the trigger calendar, right, that is all in UTC time. Okay, fine. So once we have chosen the start date, end date and recurrence, in our case it's going to be 5 minutes. Okay, and then once we activate it, right, our trigger is going to be started and it is going to start doing the activity that we are going to tell. So what activity? In our case it's going to copy some records, correct? Copy some records from the SQL table to CSV file. That is what we are going to ask the trigger to do. Okay, for that we have to implement a pipeline. I'll go to Azure Data Factory. We have a simple copy activity, copy data activity here, wherein the source is Azure SQL database and sync is a CSV file. Okay, since output will be a CSV file. So in source, right, we have to have a query that is going to query our Azure SQL database to bring the records that got inserted in the current time window. Okay, so before that, so where do we get this properties value from? Window start time, window end time and trigger time. These properties have to be stored in a particular variable or parameter, right? So from where does this come? Okay, so whenever the trigger gets executed, right, these properties will be available in the these property name itself. Okay, so we can access these properties and we can assign it to pipeline parameter. From pipeline parameter, we can pass it on to the SQL query or anywhere, wherever we are going to write expressions, right? We can use the trigger properties there. Okay, for that what I have done is, I have created a parameter, pipeline parameter, which is called start time stamp, window start time stamp. This is nothing but this is going to have the start time stamp of my window. Okay, so I have just declared it. While we attach the trigger, right, this property will be, or this parameter will be getting the value. Okay, so just assume this parameter is going to get a value in runtime from the trigger. Okay, so trigger, whenever it gets executed, it will have a valid property. Okay, that will be passed to this particular parameter, and this is what we are going to use in the SQL query. Okay, before that we will check if this particular copy data activity or this pipeline has a trigger associated with it. Alright, this trigger one is what just now I showed you, right? This is the tumbling window trigger, which is which has started yesterday 9/11 2:52 p.m. UTC time. Every 5 minutes it's running, it's activated. Alright, if you click OK, right, then it will ask you, give me the expression to assign the value to the start time stamp. This is nothing but our parameter in pipeline. Okay, so whenever we have a parameter in pipeline, it will be asking to provide a value to that in runtime. Okay, so just now I told you, right, every trigger will be having 3 properties. So this is how we access it actually. In runtime, if you want to know the window start time, right, just use this expression, trigger outputs window start time. Okay, similarly trigger output window end time. Okay, that is what I have used here. So ultimately, whenever this trigger is working or executing, it's going to pass the start time to the start timestamp parameter. So I think I made it clear. Let's go back. So what we are going to do is, we are going to use the parameter in our SQL query. That is what is pending now. So for that we have the query ready for the want of time, right? Okay, so what we are going to do is, in our pipeline parameter, which is nothing but start timestamp, right, we have already gotten the start timestamp, window start timestamp, correct? So what we are going to do is, we are going to concat select star from table name where modified timestamp greater than or equal to this particular window start time. So before using this window start timestamp, right, we are going to convert it into a date time value. So ultimately, when in runtime, how it will be looking is something like this: select star from table name where modified timestamp greater than or equal to timestamp value. So this is what it's going to look. Okay, I'm just copying this statement. Okay, I have pasted the expression here and I have published my changes. Okay, right now our pipeline is ready to be tested. Okay, so we need not trigger this manually because every 5 minutes our trigger is already running. Okay, where can we check that is? I showed you here, this trigger is already started. So every 5 minutes it's already started to copy the records from the SQL database to CSV file. Okay, let us quickly check. So ultimately, when the trigger comes into execution is from the moment we publish it, right? From that moment, it is entitled to run. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds to see if it is getting triggered actually. Okay, let's keep refreshing. So time is 4:12 now. Since then my tumbling window trigger 1 has started executing. Okay, so what we did is we had a copy activity in a pipeline which is using this window trigger start time to query the records from SQL table. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to insert my records into the table now, which has to be caught by our trigger. Okay, so we have inserted 2 records. Let's go back to the trigger. So after 4:12, right, since we have given a window time of 5 minutes, it has to get picked up by 4:17 again. Okay, so let's keep looking for it. So in my pipeline, what I have done is I have just used a copy activity. Okay, so every time the trigger gets executed, right, it is going to do some copy activity. Even though the query is not returning any records, it will perform the copy activity. In the sense, nothing will be returned to CSV. So in real time, what we can do, we can just check the number of records in the SQL table before we use this copy activity. Okay, we still have 2 more minutes. Let's wait. As you can see here, right, the tumbling window trigger started again at 4:17 p.m. and it's in waiting status. Let's refresh for the status to get changed. So it has succeeded. Okay, so we can go inside the pipeline and check whether the copy activity has completed or not. So copy activity. So I'm just checking the details. So number of records written is 2. So we can also go to the blob storage path where we are writing this CSV file actually, right, to check whether it has actually returned the records or not. Okay, I'm just going to this container, inside my container, demo container. So here sales data.csv 4:17 p.m. Okay, so this is where we should have captured the records that got inserted in the table recently. Okay, this is how we will use 205 and 206. Okay, see here 205 and 206, so this got inserted into my CSV file. Okay, so this is how we implement the tumbling window trigger. Okay, what we did is we had a parameter in the pipeline which captured the window start time from the trigger and it passed on to the SQL query. Okay, this is how we implemented it. So we had a parameter to read the start time stamp and the tumbling window trigger, it executed for every 5 minutes. Okay, every 5 minutes. So what it does is it passes on the start window timestamp to the start timestamp parameter, and then what we did is we used that particular start time in the query, select query that is used to query our table. See here. Okay, so this is how we implement it. In case you have any doubts about this session, you please let me know. Thanks for watching my video. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.